Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making this no knead dinner roll, and first I'm going to list the ingredients I used to achieve this. We have the all-purpose flour, and you can also use bread flour, sugar, eggs, powdered milk or liquid milk if that's what you have, salt, yeast, and melted butter. Now let's get straight into making our bread. First, I'm going to be adding my flour into a white bowl. I have all the quantities used in the description box below. Please note that when you're taking your measurements for anything that has to do with baking, the measuring cup does not have to overflow the way we ask those market women to add jara and then it's bulky. After you put it in your measuring cup, you're going to use something to scrape off the excess, and this is how it's going to be. This is the right measurement when using a measuring cup. You don't want it to overflow. Next, I'm going to be adding my sugar into the flour. Then I'll add the powdered milk. Like I said, you can use liquid milk if that's what you have. Some salt. And then I'll go in with the yeast, after which I'll mix all the dry ingredients together. When I'm done mixing, I'll then go ahead to mix my wet ingredients. For the wet ingredients, I have my melted butter here. I'll be adding 2 fresh eggs. And I'll just go ahead to mix it all together. Once I'm done mixing, now it's time to add the wet into the dry ingredients. I'm going to be creating a well in the flour mixture, and I'll be adding my melted butter and egg mixture into it. Now I'll be adding my water. Now it's time to mix it all together. And then I'll gently mix them together. At some point you might start to feel like it needs a little bit more water, but please do not be tempted. Just keep stirring it, everything is going to turn out fine. At this point, my friend came and said she wanted to try to mix this dough, and she was just turning it like she's making eba. I asked her to move her hand upward, and afterwards I'm like, you know what girl, just give me, let me continue what I'm doing. So now everything has mixed properly. I'm just going to scrape the sides and ensure that everything is properly mixed and I don't have any excess flour hiding in one corner of the bowl. The dough looks wet and sticky, but that is just fine. We're not going to need it. I'm just going to be transferring this into a bigger bowl that I already coated with melted butter. Now I'm just taking out the excess from my wooden spoon, and then I'm going to cover this dough and leave to sit for about 2 hours. I'm covering it with a cloth. Place this in any warm part of your kitchen and leave to rise for about 2 hours.
2 hours later.
And as you can see, my dough has had enough time to rise. I'm going to be using my fist to punch the middle of the dough to take out the trapped air, and I'm also going to scrape it off the bowl and keep punching just to take out all the trapped air in the dough. I've gone ahead to coat my baking pan with butter, and I'm going to be sprinkling some flour on it. I'm just going to distribute the flour all around the pan. You can also use a cooking spray for this, or a parchment paper if that's what you want to use. Put the pan aside and then go ahead to sprinkle some flour on the surface. This is just going to prevent the dough from sticking to the surface once we place the dough on it. I'm going to be transferring the dough onto the surface, and then I'll go ahead to rub some flour on my hand also. This is just going to help you work well with the dough. Now I'm just going to gently be pressing the dough to take out all the trapped air in it. Then I'll go ahead and mold my dough into this shape. This makes it easy for me to cut into small sizes. Now I'm just cutting them into small sizes. My surface was already getting sticky, so I added flour and I tried to press it out to take out any trapped air that has gotten into it again. After cutting in small sizes, I'll press it on my hand and then I'll try to make it into a round shape. I'm sorry guys, I did not know I was filming out of frame. So as you can see, I'm just rolling it and then pushing it to the back just to make a round shape. Once you have achieved that shape, you're just going to place it on the baking tray. I went ahead to cut the dough in two because it was getting very difficult for me to get the same sizes with just one dough. So I cut them in two and now I'm cutting them into smaller sizes. So I'm just molding it into a round shape and I'm going to place it in the baking tray. Now I'm rubbing melted butter on the surface and this just allows it to brown at the top. When I'm done rubbing the butter, I'm going to cover this and allow it to sit for another 30 minutes before I place it in the oven. And now this is 30 minutes later. The dough has risen and it's time to place it in the oven. It's going to bake for 20 to 25 minutes. And our dinner roll is ready. Does this not look good, guys? My house smells amazing already. I'm just rubbing some salted butter on it. You can use unsalted butter and you can omit this part. It's just to give it a little bit of shine. Now let's see what it looks like on the inside of the bread. Look at this goodness, guys. The texture of this bread is slightly different from that of the kneaded version, but this is also fluffy, it is also tasty, and it is also enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below.